So there's on that one. I would like to take your attention to the, the software first mindset that Intel brings to the market. It's a very vibrant community here, and I'm sure this conference today has a lot of vibrant women developers who are participating and listening to most of us, and there's an opportunity for me also to learn from you from this conversation. Today, I think globally we have about 24 million estimated developers, and it's growing worldwide, right? India is the second largest ecosystem from a dev ecosystem perspective, as well as a growing unicorn ecosystem as well. And much of the software used today across the software and corporates, at least, are some open source software components. Intel for decades has contributed to the open source ecosystem, and we are the #1 corporate contributor to the Linux kernel. And we are also the leaders of countless industry leading open source projects. We have about 120 plus employees, Intel employees, who are primarily maintainers of key open source projects. And the oneAPI ecosystem supports 6 different architectures, and we have more than 700 such projects on GitHub today. Intel is also a key contributor to Google Chrome OS, and our goal is to make easy for developers like you to choose which software they can have on the Intel platform and have the technology with the highest performance and quality. And that's why we call, right, it's an open source community. It's a choice and it's a trust for developers to join us and explore what's in for you. In some of my other slides today, I'm going to also focus on the programs we have specifically for the ecosystem and the AI and the ML developers in the region. So moving to my next slide, I will possibly touch upon a few programming challenges today we have as a community, right, for multiple architectures. Today, each kind of data-centric hardware typically needs to be programmed using different languages and libraries, requiring, maintaining separate code bases, right? In addition, inconsistent tools, it supports across platforms, which means developers have to waste time learning different sets of tools. It means that developers, developing softwares for each hardware platform requires a separate investment with the ability to reuse that work to target a different architecture. And these are few of the major programming challenges for multiple architectures. And hence, we're trying to address these challenges through oneAPI. It's very important to understand that oneAPI is not just one tool or technology. It's a widely adopted industry standard programming language and highly optimized tools to deliver best-in-class performance for accelerated computing across multiple architectures. oneAPI Toolkits has over 40 technologies for customers to use, which is Intel C++ compilers. We also have thread building block libraries and Butane Profiler. We also just released, the new version of oneAPI in last quarter of 2021, which is December of 21, with over 900 such features added. And oneAPI has achieved a lot of adoption over the last year, and you can see we have about 19 Center of Excellence, and we are also the winner of the award for the best HPC programming tool. Moving ahead, oneAPI, the programming model for multiple architectures and vendors, come across with 3 key pillars in messaging for the developer ecosystem. We talk about the freedom to make your best choice. You're going to realize all the hardware value, whether it's CPUs, GPUs, FPGAs, or any other architectures or accelerators. Develop and deploy the software with peace of mind, right? It's an open industry standard platform, very safe, clear path to the future to use, compatible with existing languages like C++, Python, and oneMP. oneAPI industry initiative, the Intel solution to oneAPI, is a project to deliver unified software development environment across CPUs and accelerator architectures. So the oneAPI industry initiative is based on standards and open specification. It includes a unified language and libraries that deliver full native code performance. It delivers native code performance across a range of hardware, including CPUs, GPUs, FPGAs, and AI accelerators. oneAPI is the foundational programming stack and is used to optimize middleware and frameworks that sits on the top right of it, including AI frameworks such as TensorFlow. It's also an optimized user industry application that sits at the top, some of which leverages middleware and frameworks. It is based on open specification and or standards for cross-vendor compatibility. So, this is like the huge amount of oneAPI ecosystem support we have today with our partners through our SIs and the reseller community today, right? So it's a growing community of ecosystem. There are about 103 organizations since 2022, and a few more, I think, like there are a couple of more logos counted as one, but many are listed as national labs or oneAPI Center of Excellence. I can share this link for you to go ahead and explore respective codes each one of us have had for us for oneAPI, and the the vouch they can have for oneAPI of using that software. So I look forward for this presentation for me. And since I'm talking to the AI ML community here, I can't miss about talking about the AI Analytics Toolkit. We have designed a new toolkit called the Intel AI Analytics Toolkit as a part of our oneAPI initiative and ecosystem building program. So pre-processing and cleaning of data, which occupy 60% of your time or the data scientist time, and the wrangling of the data is difficult and very time consuming, right? So this is a solution offered to you. So who can use it? If you're a data scientist, AI researcher, ML, machine learning and deep learning developer, or an AI application developer, this is for you. What are the top features and benefits? It drives deep learning performance for training and inference, drop-in acceleration for data analytics and machine learning workflows with compute intensive Python packages. I'm also going to share a few links in my summary slides so you can have access to all of these toolkits, and they're freely available on the Intel software domain. With this, I'm also going to talk a little bit about the use case studies, right? And it isn't complete without having a customer reference or an adoption story with oneAPI. So there are enormous amount of fantastic case studies with oneAPI using AI analytics toolkits. But I'm today since we have limited time here, I'm going to just focus on two key case studies. One is with ACRAD, and the second one is with CERN. So ACRAD is an AI-based. It has an AI-based solution which has helped accelerate diagnosis of lung diseases. They had a specific challenge, and it was like overcoming radiologist shortages to rapidly identify deadly diseases. And this was at the surge of COVID phase, right? With the help of Intel AI Analytics Toolkit and OpenWinnow, right, toolkit for inference, and the Intel Dev Cloud. Dev Cloud is basically a sandbox with 120 days of free access to you. Explore that again once you go through the slides maybe. ACRAD developed AI-powered solution, ChecksRad, to rapidly detect COVID-19 and 14 other thoracic diseases and deployed in clinics in hospitals in Africa. So, these are some of the use cases you can easily relate to when it comes to AI/ML case studies. And the next one I'm going to talk about is CERN. And CERN uses DL Boost, oneAPI to juice inference, and without accuracy loss challenge, and then one of the biggest challenge was the loss of accuracy. So the researchers at CERN basically used Intel Low Precision Optimization Tool, which is new open source Python library that supports automatic accuracy tuning strategies, right? Accuracy driven tuning strategies. And the tools helps to speed up development of low precision inference solutions on popular DL frameworks, which includes TensorFlow, PyTorch, and AmXNet. It is also included in the Intel AI Analytics Toolkit, along with the Intel optimized version of TensorFlow, PyTorch, and pre-trained models to accelerate deep learning workflows. So I hope you have a better understanding of, with these two couple of references and use case studies of AI work, AI Analytics Toolkits. And there are a lot of more there on the Intel oneAPI page. So go ahead and explore that. With this, I will take a couple of more minutes in explaining a few of our programs which are specifically designed for the developer ecosystem. The very first program I'm going to introduce is the Innovator program. Innovator program is for a like-minded individual and developer community like you. With the Innovator program, right, you get free access to the DEVMESH site. There are a lot of program benefits if you are in Intel Innovator Intel Innovator or Software Innovator. If you have a history of curating really innovative projects, if you have done some significant amount of with proof of concepts and have worked on the AI domain, if you have a great background and resume there, feel free to share that with us, and we will evaluate that that bio and decide and work with you to involve you in the Intel Innovator program. So as an innovator, you are the top tier expert who would innovate and like to share your work with Intel under NDA. And as an innovator, you have free access to the Intel hardware and the Intel expertise. And you can also do early experiments like prototyping, testing, and research with Intel. And you're always on the spotlight, right? You can share your projects with us. You can write and curate really good technical articles, and we can help amplify those blog stories and articles and videos for you. You can also participate in a lot of our event demos, feedbacks. You can work with our Intel, key technical specialists or principal engineers to give you feedback. And that's most welcome, right? We always look for feedback where we can improvise. And you're always on the spotlight, and you're also a part of our workshop and submit series. Along with a hands-on session formats, we also drive a lot of large conferences and summits for the Asia Pacific region and globally as well. So you have an opportunity as an innovator, right, to come and participate and join the community. At the same time, what you learn, you give it back to the community through these sponsored events, third-party large conferences, and our own internal summits and events, right? You can be a key speaker there. So these are some of the benefits. And then, of course, there are a lot of other benefits that you can explore on intel.devmesh.com. So go ahead and look forward for more information there. The other aspect of being a part of the Intel software program is you have access to devmesh.intel.com. So if you don't know or if you have not signed up to devmesh.intel.com, this is the right time. So go ahead and sign up to devmesh.intel.com. If you have an existing code and if you want to migrate that into data parallel C++ or SQL using oneAPI, go ahead and try that out. We have roughly about more than 2,000 plus projects across AI, IoT, game dev, AR, VR platform, and now oneAPI. So you'll see a very vibrant community who's there on that forum. There are a lot of projects being shared. There are research projects which are updated on the devmesh.intel.com. Create your profile, drive technical articles there, join these groups, network with your peers there, and become an Intel, software leader, right? So you as a leader have a lot of benefits within the members program, and you can also be a part of our, drive to train, conduct these workshops across the community. If you're interested in becoming an innovator, please drop a note to me. The other element of the ecosystem program is the oneAPI Technology Partner Program. If you are an organization, if you're a company who's passionate about consulting and you're into consulting business, right, this is a program for you. So companies who are endorsed by Intel, you get trained from Intel and then you go back and you actually start delivering these technical expertise, right, to meet the business and technical needs. If you have the passion to solve customer challenges or solve the ecosystem challenges, this is the program for you. I think globally we have roughly about more than 20 such companies who have partnered with us. We just recently started this program a couple of years ago. And we have some good technology partners with us, and what they do is they're on the field helping solve customer challenges, right? And there are certain qualifications we look at. So you have to have expertise in parallel programming for CPU and GPU, also prior knowledge of consulting and services, and successful completion of training portal and technical assignments. And the very other important program for you is the Intel Certified Instructor for oneAPI program. And this is like, this is really an awesome work, because you as an instructor or a certified instructor, right? What you do is you go and teach what you've learned in the community. So there are roughly about 50 plus such instructors globally who have learned the learning parts and who have certified with oneAPI, and they are out today in the field teaching and endorsing oneAPI. So there are a lot of programs and benefits within oneAPI which I'm not covering today, but if you're interested, come and get in touch with me, and we can get you started of how can you become a certified instructor to go out there and train academia or working professionals. If you're still not ready for all of this, we have the Dev Cloud. So try your code in Intel Dev Cloud. Intel Dev Cloud is a sandbox. It's a free sandbox with 120 days of access. And let's say you're working on a project with oneAPI, reach out to me and I can extend the license for a few more months until you complete the project and you want to be an innovator with us. So there are more benefits for you if you join the program. So there's no configuration required. There's no installation required. So just get started in minutes. There are also self-paced learnings, right? They're called as the DP, C++, data parallel, C++ learning path modules. They're freely available for you. So if you want to get started on oneAPI, you want to learn the heterogeneous computing platform, start off with these trainings, and they're easily available on the Intel software portal. There's also DEVMESH, which I've briefly talked about. And that's it. I think this is pretty much what I wanted to cover today. And in the summary, right, I just want to leave this with few thoughts. I think diverse workloads are driving the need for heterogeneous compute architectures, but each architecture, has required a separate programming models. And oneAPI architecture programming model provides the freedom of choice. You can realize the hardware value, and you can apply your skills to the next innovation, right? You need not rewrite the software for the next hardware platform. And Intel oneAPI products take full advantage of accelerated compute by maximizing your performance across Intel CPUs, GPUs, and FPGAs. And you can develop confidently with a proven set of cross-architecture, libraries, and advanced tools that interoperate with existing performance programming models. I have given all the links that I've just talked about. You can access oneAPI Dev Cloud here. The next one is on the DEVMESH portal to share your projects and innovation stories with us. If you want to be an oneAPI certified instructor, reach out to me. There are lot of toolkits available. It's just not the AI analytics toolkits. You have the HPC toolkits. You have the OpenVINO toolkits for inference. Get yourself trained on oneAPI. And we have a lot of series of developer summits happening where you would see the oneAPI certified instructors, our customers, and the developer community sharing their experience on oneAPI. So they have really good application specific use case series that they're going to bring out to the table. There is one larger conference that's happening for the Southeast Asia region on 15th of September. We are also doing the second conference in South Korea, which is happening on October 26th and 27th. So look out for more information on those conferences at the oneAPI Dev Summit page here. Thank you for listening to me, and I wish all of you a very successful conference. And I'm available on Twitter and LinkedIn at @Kavita Arod, so please reach out to me for more information. Thank you for listening and all the very best.